The information presented is for informational purposes only. The opinions expressed are not necessarily the opinions of any Daikin company. This information should not be confused for accounting, legal, medical, or other professional advice. Please seek advice from a qualified professional for any specific questions.
It's actually a very safe refrigerant. Daikin wants to be involved in the community.
Making another touch point to build my brand.
So the first question we ask everyone is, welcome to the Accelerated HVAC Success Program. My name is Ben Middleton. I'm the National Sales Training Manager for the Goodman, Amana, and Daikin brands. Today we're joined here with Tonya Gaitz. She is the owner and operator at Gaitz HVACR. Tonya, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. Hi, thank you for having me.
And we are back here at Daikin Park. It is a sunny day,
Yes.
and we're just coming off of a great 3-game win, I think, that they just had. And so
Awesome win yesterday. Awesome win. Yeah.
super excited to be here. Last time you were on, we just kind of talked about kind of you getting into the industry and what that was like. What I wanted to spend some time talking with you about today is, employees. I think every contractor I go out and talk to, and it's been the same for the last 25 years, how do I find good help? Yeah. And you and I were talking about a recent experience you had of a very, ambitious and forward-thinking young man that came to your company, but it got you kind of rethinking what you're doing with in terms of employees.
Absolutely. So actually, this young man, Chris, he came in. Well, he started emailing me, texting me, hey, wanting a job. And I'm like, who is this guy? And maybe 2 months went by. So I ended up calling him, and I'm like, okay, we talked for a minute, had zero experience, had never been in the field before. And I'm like, have you, you work in the air conditioning, this is hot. We don't know when we're starting. We know when we're starting. We don't know when we're going home, typically. So he's like, yeah. So finally I was like, just show up. You can be the helper, And a year later, this kid has just changed, my whole perspective, because his first day out on the job, though, we happened to be installing a VRV, residential unit. And when I started it up, he's there, with the tablet, and I'm showing him everything. And the light on his, he just, I was like, okay, you're hooked. You are hooked now. The light bulb went off. And so he came into the industry with using the technology, VRV for the VRV and for the FIT system.
Okay.
So, and here he is now running his own unit, troubleshooting using MeasureQuick. Again, more technology that he just zooms through it like nothing. It's got the the coaching moments for him. So it's not he does have his basics down. From he went to Lone Star, so he did some college. He did 2 years. He has an applied science degree, so there was some baseline, but getting that work. Work ethic, the routine of, how things go. But now he's leading, he's leading my little team. And so that also took me to the CTE programs.
So what does CTE stand for? Just
Career Technical Education.
Okay.
Yeah. So what it is the Daikin invited me to Klein ISD School District to be on the advisory board. So I was like, okay, hey, this sounds really neat. I went there, and at the same time, Chris has been taking off, and I've been watching him grow, and just improve, in the 3 months, 6 months. And I'm like, wow. And then I'm here in this classroom, in the lab with the kids, and I'm like, hey, talking with the teacher, can we do this? And we came up with a great idea, because Daikin was donating equipment to the lab, to the program. And they're like, Tonya, can you install this? Absolutely. Let's do this. And then talking with the teacher, let's get the kids involved with the install. So we started teaching them, which it took us a little longer to get the install complete, because it was more about the process and the connections and explaining things to them and really being side by side. So when they look at that now, they see, hey, we did that. And now we can play with it, and they're utilizing that technology right there. So at 18, 17 years old, they're freshmen, having 4 years with them, so now I'm only in my first year. So second year, I really want to keep diving deep into this, get more people in the industry involved, because this is way bigger than what, little Tonya can, so it's more about the partnerships now. for me, looking at this, because not only are we going to be in Klein ISD, we're looking at HISD, A-Leaf ISD. So
Okay.
there's a lot of kids that are looking for this knowledge, and that want to experience this equipment that, to me, we kind of reverse the way we're training them. Utilize the tools and the technology that's natural to them, and then let's kind of dive into the theories and, things like that. Because these tools now, when I started, we didn't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's here, and the kids are hungry, and we have a gap in the industry. And, people that actually understand and know how to service equipment and size it. So we grab the younger ones, and we kind of, look outside the box on how we're training them, because it's working. Measure Quick is also helping a lot with that. So,
So you're bringing younger kids into the industry.
yes.
And you mentioned to me that the younger kids are bringing the technology with them right away when they come into the industry. There's
Oh, yeah.
almost an expectation of, hey, what tech here's my tablet. What can I hook up to it?
Yes, yes, and they love it. They really, really take to it, and it's easy for them. So I've tried to work with someone who's been in the field and trying to reverse their mindset and get them to go to the tablet, and that it's like right. I'm there too. I had to fight it,
Yeah.
and like I was using one app, and it just did not do what Measure Quick did, and it's like, no, fight the fight, get through it, adjust your pattern on how you're doing your work so you can improve.
Well, and not only just using like Measure Quick, I mean, you guys are also using the new flat rate, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
so you have the menu pricing available.
Yes.
How do the techs take to that? Again, the new techs used
Uh-huh.
to the tablets versus maybe some of the older techs that were used to the old paper and pen.
Okay, so this is when the implementation of the new flat rate, and what makes the new flat rate kind of special to me,
Yeah.
is how they kind of grab you and they teach you. They're calling, they're checking on you. Hey, how did your tech do? Hey, we didn't hear from you. Nobody called today.
Yeah.
They're holding us accountable for this program, and it took me a minute to make that decision. And but any other contractor that I talked to, hands down, the new flat rate has helped their business at least 10 to 20, 30%. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? You trust these other contractors that are going through the same thing that you went through, and like, hey, let's do this. And you get your team on board, and then the new flat rate comes in, and Suzanne, hey, I'm working with your techs. I'm going to ride with them. We're going to go through a job together, and I'm going to help them make sure that they understand. It's like they're not just, here you go, here's something, here's a tool. I'm not going to show you how to use it, right? No, here's a tool, and this is how we're going to use it, and this is how you implement it, and we're going to keep checking on you.
So I'm curious to you. Obviously, this year we're going through a big refrigerant change.
Oh, yeah.
Daikin started that refrigerant change actually quite a while ago
Yeah.
with our Atmosphera units. But how does that go for the new techs versus the old techs? And what are you seeing just from your technicians with R32 and switching from 410A?
I'd say they're okay with it. I put them in a lot of training. There was a lot
Yeah.
of prep that was offered. Daikin put lots of resources out for us to get comfortable with the change. One thing I can say is I'm glad we're with Daikin right now. So it's going to be a good summer for us. Yes. So we've got plenty of R32. And but as far as the transition, it was all about the prep, and we did have that prep time. A lot of my techs, they don't know about R22 as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the older one that's phased out. So 410 is very similar in characteristics, like pressure temps. Again, I reached out to Daikin whenever it was coming out. I had that right resource. He's like, Tonya, you call me, send me a picture of any nameplate, and I'll make sure, we're. So I had that support for the changeover, which also made the technicians feel good when they see me confident about going in to hey, this is our first R32 unit we're starting up. Like, we're excited about it,
I think that says a lot when the leadership shows confidence. Hey,
Yeah.
we're excited about that. The whole team can rally behind it.
Yeah.
But if the leader's sitting there and complaining about it and says the sky is falling, the team's looking to that leader. What should I do here? And they're
Yeah.
going to react accordingly.
Yeah, absolutely. So Yeah, leading is not. It's sometimes you're by yourself a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good, but finding those partnerships has really helped me a lot in the last 6 months, I'd say.
So the other thing that you and I talked about briefly was the techs coming in and, everybody getting onto connected systems, having, things using Daikin cloud services.
Yes.
Using our Skyport
Yes.
for the 24-volt controls. How are you implementing that into your business?
So I'm really excited about the Skyport.
Yeah.
I am, because what that's going to do is we're utilizing that in our maintenance agreements. I'm calling it our Comfort Club.
Yeah.
So you join our Comfort Club, we're going to offer the Skyport thermostat. So say you're not ready to spend yet on that new system, but let us get you over into our program and being able to remote and observe, monitor your equipment from our phones, from our computers,
Yeah.
from the office. And then when it is time for you to switch over, you already have the idea, about the technology. Now, when you get your hands on the fit and you start to understand the comfort inside your home now, from the traditional system to now what the fit can do, we're now that customer is telling the neighbor and the other neighbor. And then I've had one customer that turned into like 5 or 6. They're all like, it's like a little group. And I'm like, I think I want to move over here. You guys are great. Like, no, they're just the dream. Like we have a VRV that's going in June. So, and what the VRV and the technology of that is the way that we can run the piping. I can have, you're only limited to 5 tons, but I can put, 2 tons in your garage, 3.5 tons, or 3 tons inside to condition the house.
Yeah.
And now, instead of having 2 outside units to service, you're only servicing 1. So there's a lot of cool things with the VRV that, and then the Hero that we can get into that's, it excites me that it's here, and we worked on it last year.
Yeah.
The Hero, remoting in, and so the commercial as well. So we can take care of our commercial customers the same way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, super exciting. It's great to hear, the younger generation coming in and just, really embracing all of the new technology. It's fun to watch the industry continue to evolve.
Yep.
I can't wait to see what this industry looks like 5 years from now, because I think there's so many exciting changes on the horizon.
So 5 years from now, yeah, definitely. I'd say let's check back in a year.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's here.
And it's so much, it's fun. For so long, I heard how our industry was aging out. They said the average age of somebody in the home services industry, I think, was 50, 55.
Yeah.
And I am seeing a lot younger faces coming into this industry and getting their start. And there's so much opportunity.
Lots of opportunity in this industry. So what I've learned is, so for years I was in the field and I really wasn't looking around. I was just kind of focused on that job. But now with, the internet and different Facebook groups,
Yeah.
social media, you can really get a better grasp on what's happening outside of your little bubble. And then those relationships, what is it? Your business is based off of people that are going to support you, right? So it's like, the Measure Quick world, the family, they support us. They've got our back. The new flat rate, they've got our back. They're helping it. So it's the relationships that you're building with these partnerships that I think they're game changers for us small contractors, which we make up 80% of the market.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the key, is using those partnerships. I was trying to do everything myself, do my own price book, do my own, no, I had it all wrong. I was working myself, and not getting anywhere until I started reaching out. And you give, this industry will give back to you for sure. You participate, the industry will give back to you.
So what advice would you have for a young person that is maybe considering getting into the HVAC industry in terms of how do they break into the door? If you think about Chris and his persistence in reaching out to you.
So find a small company close to you. Follow them. Ask questions. Reach out. Ask to help. Just consistency, because there's a lot of us out there, and we need help, right? And it's about finding that right company. But persistence, keep learning. So if you did go to trade school, well, that's only the beginning. Because guess what? This industry, you are always learning. You are always studying. And if you don't like that, then you're probably going to be in the wrong spot. Because I love to learn. I love to take classes. Like that, I look forward to, the National Comfort Institute coming up in the last quarter of this year. We plan to be there. Like I can't do it right now because we've got too much going on. We got to take care of our customers. But come the last quarter, that's where we plan to be and really like learn to improve. It's about improving and reach out to that group and build that partnership.
Well, Tonya, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you being here with us. For all of you that are out there, if you liked this episode, please go ahead and hit that like button. Also, make sure that you hit the follow button so that you can be informed of all of our upcoming episodes. Until next time.
It's actually a very safe refrigerant.
Daikin wants to be involved in the community.
Making another touch point to build my brand.
So the first question we ask everyone is,